Habiba Habibti around the world. Thank you so much for watching and welcome back to my channel. I am Aisha Arif and I am talking about this foundation here right now, and this is highly requested. This is Golden Rose Total Cover 2-in-1 foundation and concealer, and we're gonna talk about this. I won't take too much time, but I hope I completely cover everything that I have to say, because I have so much to say about this foundation. And hope I won't make you bored with this video. I know I tend to talk and talk and talk and talk, and I'm like a chatterbox, so please forgive me for this review. And let's talk about this one. This is my most favorite among the rows. I love their foundation. They have so many foundation for different type of skin, like, you know, for different finishes. Like if you want a velvety finish, the HD gave that, and the smoothing is really hydrating. Matte foundation really gives that mattifying effect, and this one I completely love that. Like I don't need too much to wear on my skin, and it gives me like the natural finish, because I don't like my skin to look like, you know, makeup. Some foundation does give you like that finish, like after some hours you can see like they are detaching from your skin and they look really like foundation on your skin, but this one really looks like a natural finish. And I used the number 15 warm scent, and I will put all the names, all the numbers in the description box below, and your swatches in a few minutes. Let's talk about this foundation. I will give you a 5 stars. It's on my top drugstore list actually, because I do have some favorites. I have a lot of favorites, but this one, summer, winter, I absolutely love that. I've been using that since it's been launched. I use this also on my clients, especially if their skin aren't adapted to MAC or Dior or Chanel or any high brands, and they absolutely love that, because, you know, it gives that, you know, that natural finish. And if you're looking for even a glam look with natural skin, this is the one. Let's read what it says. It says full coverage on long wear. I totally agree, because it's a full coverage. You don't need much, like it's covered everything. This is a good one for even you have pigmentation, scars, or any redness. It covers everything, like it's full coverage. It goes a long way, and you don't have to pack like, you know, so much on your face to get the full coverage. And it says semi matte, which is really good, and it is true. It can feel like, you know, your skin isn't dry, and it gives that semi matte, but not too much matte and not too much oily, if that makes sense. And smooth finish, which is really true. Like, you know, it gives that smooth effect. There's nothing on my skin right now, guys. I'm gonna put on my skin to show you in a few minutes. It doesn't transfer on anything, like when you're kissing someone or you're hugging someone, or, you know, you're putting your head on your pillow. It doesn't transfer too much like other foundation. For those who wear spec and sunglasses, you would know when your sunglasses sit on your nose, it tends to slide when you're getting oily, and on your T-zone it tends to get that. And some foundation tends to transfer so much on your spec, like it is disgusting to look at. Like all your foundation is on your spec and nothing it remains on your nose. But this one doesn't transfer much. Mine didn't transfer, so I know this foundation wouldn't transfer on my spec. And it says lightweight. It is extremely lightweight and oil free definitely, and lightweight. You can't feel anything. When I applied that on my bridal and clients, when they didn't want any MAC, any Dior or anything, like if their skin aren't adapted. Some skin aren't adapted to high brands or other products too, but this one is so much light. Like this stays really long wear. Like I did applied mine 5 AM before going to work, and I returned home at midnight 1 AM, and it was still the same, but then again it was much more natural. It was much more natural skin, and I didn't want to take that off. And it said no parabens added, dermatologically tested, and this is a 30 ml, like an average foundation bottle. So let me show you how it is on my skin and what I do. Sometimes people tend to think that I have so much makeup on my skin, but to tell you the truth, I don't wear too much makeup on my skin like every day. Sometimes I do go overboard, you know, with glam look, but not every day. So I'll be using the 15. So I'm gonna show you right now. I do have a scar, a pimple scar, if you can see that it's dark here, and I didn't get time to whiten that scars. Normally I'll work on it, like I use my skincare routines and then whiten it. If you want to know how to whiten your scars, pimple scars, check my page Flawless on Facebook. You'll get all the tips and tricks and all the products that you can use that will whiten it in a few days. And I didn't have time to focus on this one, I have to make it go. And let me show you on the number 15. Right now my skin is really I've already applied like only moisturizer, not any primer. So I'm gonna show you. Normally when I go for a natural look, I just take a little bit on my fingertips and then I just dab it here, but we're gonna focus on that scars. Like as you can see, it completes the like cover everything. So I'm gonna show you what I do normally with a natural look. I go like a little bit again, just put it here, and then I dab with my tip of my finger. And you don't have to have a brush for that. You can use a brush, you can use a beauty sponge, it doesn't matter, because I will tell you the truth, when I started doing makeup, especially on clients, like, you know, on the first few times, I was extremely young. Now I'm not too much older, but I used to have only like one brush or anything, but because my fingers are always hot, and it was easier to blend all these with the tip of my fingers. So believe me, it gets extremely blended. I just press it into my skin, and then, you know, I don't swipe it like, you know, like a moisturizer would do, but I just press it into my pores a little bit, and as you can see, it's full coverage. And what I do on the scars, I just, because I move it too much, I just put a little bit again here and then dab it into the scars. This side I'm showing you with the tip of my fingers how it looks like a natural touch, and here I'm going to be using a beauty sponge on my right face. Don't mind me, because I'm normally it is the same color on my skin, but I am too pink, as you can see. That's why on my nose too I am a bit pink here, so that's why it's looking a little bit lighter than my skin, but it's not, it's the same shade as my skin. I'm going to be going with a beauty sponge, and then I will show you a little drop onto the back of my hand, and then I just tip. As you can see, always use a damp sponge, guys, because it won't suck all the products, and your products will go longer, much more longer in your bottle. Because if you're using like a dry sponge, it will suck everything, like it will drink every product. So better use a damp sponge. Now, what I normally do, I will tell you. So I usually like only highlight my face. I don't go contour every day, so I highlight because there's already concealer in that. I just take a little bit much more. You can take a lighter shade, or you can use the same shade and go a little bit more, like you see, because it's full coverage. So I'm just gonna highlight this under my eyes, my chin, and then here, like you see. My face is fully covered, and there's highlight too. It gives that semi-matte finish. Like here it's a little glowy, which I absolutely love. Like, you know, you can't see any dryness here, and then you can see that it's like a semi-matte here. That's why I love that foundation, guys. And it's completely like, it covers everything. My veins, even my veins here, can't even see any veins here because I have a long green vein, which is really weird. And it covers everything. Like a little bit of product goes a long way, and without adding any concealer or anything. So I usually go with a little bit, just like here. This is a little bit too much on the beauty sponge, like it took a little bit much more product, but I usually go like this, like every day. And then, you know, I only put some powder, like a setting powder here underneath my eyes, not to make everything, because my eyes tend to get teary, so not to get everything, like all my kohl, my eye pencil to bleed. So I usually, like, you know, get a setting powder only on my nose and then under my eyes, and then that's it. I don't put powder, like setting powder, everywhere on my face, because I know it won't move, and eventually this foundation doesn't move at all. And if you have fine lines, it doesn't even sit in your fine lines. Like, it is full coverage, but not that thicker that will sit into your fine lines. And this, you know, when it sits into your fine lines, you can say that, oh, this is foundation and this is makeup, but when it doesn't sit, it looks like your own skin. And I don't have fine lines, but with clients I've seen it, and I've been witnessed that it doesn't sit. I hope you like these little reviews. For me this is a 5 stars, and on top of my list of drugstore since it was launched, and it is my most favorite. I don't use it every day because I don't want it to over, and if it was me, like every day, I would have used it whenever I'm going out for work, for everything, because this is that good. I never got any problems with this guy, because sometimes when I test products and then go out for work, I do apply some foundation that I'll never use, just to know the longevity and the type of makeup it will stay. And sometimes so many of them have been like cakey or detached from my nose, detached from my skin, and then look so much foundation. But this one, I haven't got any problem with that. That's why it is in my top 5 and like drugstore. And if I can send it into my high brands, I will definitely. So this is the final look, guys, and I didn't put powder everywhere. I put only underneath my eyes, on my nose, and that's it. And a little bit of blush, because I was too, like, you know, like a blank canvas. So there's too much light. I am not that white, but there's too much light, and there's no contour. I just applied some blush on my cheek, and that's it. And I will leave it like that because I absolutely love that. I don't need any concealer more. I don't need anything much more. Me, guys, I'll be putting something around my sleeve, because you know me, I usually get so many products like on my clothes, like especially if I'm wearing white. I'm like the most clumsiest person ever. If I'm not falling, I'm always like throwing makeup everywhere, and I don't think anyone, like, you know, throw makeup like I do like everywhere on me, on my kids. It suddenly jump through my fingers and then go everywhere. So I'll be showing you the swatches real quick. So I'm gonna show you first the number 14. I'll put all the name and numbers in the description box below. So 14 will be like that. As you can see, it is a light shade, and then we'll go through 15. 15 is the one that I used, and 15 would be like that, and 15 is look like porcelain, but when you apply just a little bit, it won't look that much white. It has a pink undertone with that, and they are absolutely full coverage. And compared to 14 and 15, there's a huge difference. Like this one is on white pink undertone, and this one is a lighter shade, but 15 is much more lighter than 14. Bear in mind that numbers aren't in order in golden rose. Like they jump from you can have a darker shade in the middle and a lighter shade at the bottom. So the upper one, 14, is a little bit darker than the number 15, and 14 has a yellowish, not an yellowish but orange undertone. It has an orange undertone. And then we'll go with 16. 16 is definitely much darker than 15, and it has like a orange undertone, but compared to 14 and 15, it is quite similar, guys. Only 14 is a little bit lighter than this 16, but 14 and 16 can be a match. Like 14 and 15 is quite similar. And we go with 17. So 17 is, as you can see, 17 can match me, but it has an orange undertone, and it would be too orange for me. And as you can see, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 can be matched on my hand, but on my face it will look much more orangey. Can be matched for 14, but a little bit darker, just a little bit. As you can see, 14, 16 and 17, just a slight difference. And then we go with 18. Much more 18. So 18 can be a match for me because it's quite similar. Look at this 18, guys. 18 is quite similar to 15. Do you see that? Just a slightly darker than 15, but 18 and 15 can definitely be a match. But only the difference is this one has a slight orangey undertone, and this one 15 is with a pink undertone. So that is the difference, but it quite reached the 15. Yes, guys, it quite reached the 15 because it's the same color as my skin and hand. So let's check 19. So 19 gonna be here, and 19 is just slightly darker than the 18. 18 is here, guys, and 19 is here. As you can see, 19 is darker. I think that headband that I tied around my hands is completely making my arms like changing color, because I don't know, maybe it's too tight here. But anyway, this is 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, and look at this 19 here. 19 is a little bit darker than my own skin, but an orange undertone, but the 18 match my skin as well as the 15. But if you blend that 15 out here, as you can see, it is same as the 18. So the last one is called 20 tan, and it got a slight tinge of, it is tan, but compared to the, you can't see anything right now guys, I'm going to be showing you here, ignore the better. So I'm going to put the 19 and 20 like here, maybe you can see that this is the 19 and then the 20. So that is the difference. So 19 is with a yellow undertone and 20 here is an orangey undertone. As you can see, not much difference, in like a slight difference in color and in undertone, because the 19 got an yellowish orange undertone and this one is on the orange undertone. So as you can see, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 and then 19, 20. We won't count these guys because you can't see anything, so I'm going to be swiping that off just not to get confused. So I'm going to leave the 18 here just for you to see, so I'm just swiping that off. Okay, so 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, like I said, 18 and 15 could be like match and just slightly darker than the 15, but 15 and 18, keep in mind that they can be a match, they are quite similar. And 14 and 16, sorry, 16 is much lighter than the 14, and then 17 here. So 17 is a little slightly darker than the 16 and 17 is on the much orangey undertone. And here as you can see, this is 19 here and then 20. So I hope you like it guys. I'm gonna clean that off, and I hope you like it because I absolutely love this foundation. If you're using it or if you want that, please leave a comment in the section below. Wherever you are around the world, let me know your thought on this foundation because I'm completely in love with this foundation. I am completely in love with this foundation. So let me know your thoughts and don't forget to subscribe. And thank you so much for everyone. Thank you so much because I'm nearly, I know this is so little, like, you know, followers, but I'm nearly 300 and I'm so happy about that. I didn't even think that one would follow me, but alhamdulillah, like everyone who's been supportive and following, it's been a huge blessing and I absolutely love you for that. Thank you so much everyone. Even if you don't know me, if you're watching this, thank you so much because wherever you are, you've been an inspiration. Every woman has been an inspiration for me to stand here or sit here. So thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum. If you want to watch this look, how I made this eye look, please watch it. Here's the video right here. Click on the link below. I will put everything in the description box. Watch how I do this hot smoky summer look, and it is the easiest summer look that you'll ever learn.